In this lesson we're going to be covering an 8-count hand drill. Now this can either be considered a blocking or a striking drill. It depends on your point of view and your perspective. We just kind of use this drill as a conditioning and a coordination drill. Now of course we don't fight in a choreographed manner. However, these are good ways to develop your striking and your blocking. Remember, a block can always be a strike can always be a block. So don't get caught up on trying to figure out if it's a block or a strike. It really doesn't matter. The point is that there's impact occurring. Now, there are two concepts that I want to point out when you're doing any type of two-person drill. You have the first concept, which is stopping force with force. Okay, and there's an impact. There's a lot of pressure and then sometimes destruction and pain that goes along with that. So, I mean, if we were to punch each other's fists, it's an impact. It's force against force. It's like two vehicles colliding. Okay, and it's going to be very painful and very destructive to our individual body parts. Then we have redirection. Redirection is instead of stopping the force, you're going to simply move around and redirect it. Push it to the side as your body is moving and let it go on by you. In my opinion, that is the more preferable of the two concepts. However, there is a place for both in combat. There's a time where you have to there's a collision going on. But again, in these kind of drills, I want you to start slow, go soft. There's no sense in hurting each other and trying to be powerful and showing off, by seeing who can go the hardest and who can take the pain. Rather, I want you to learn the flow concept of this. We're going to show you a couple of different variations which will give you some concepts and ideas that will definitely improve your fighting and your KENPO and your hand drills and your speed. Again, we think circles, okay? So the very first concept that we're going to cover in the variation of this 8-point hand drill is a traditional. So it's going to be closed hand, and our opposite hand is going to come from a chambered position, okay? So we're going to be doing traditional from a chambered and closed empty hand, okay? So the first thing that we're going to start off with is what we call a reference point. Is my left back against his back of his left hand, okay? Now from here, you're going to stand in a comfortable position. I don't care. It doesn't have to be a neutral bow or anything like that. You could be standing in a weaver stance like if you were shooting or fighting. It doesn't matter. You could be standing straight forward. This is a training drill, not fighting. Okay, so from here, this is your reference point, okay? I'm standing with my left leg forward, my right leg back slightly. Okay, the first thing that you're going to do from a chambered position is you're simply going to take your arm straight out and lock that elbow and bring it in, and it's going to collide with your radial to his radial. Yes, it will stay. And as you're doing that, from here, the other hand, your left hand, is simply going to come back and chamber. So 1. Now you're going to do the same thing with your left hand. 2. So we'll start again. Okay, reference point. Okay, ready? 1, 2. Now 3 and 4 are simply going to be this motion here. This motion here. Okay? So from here, number 3 and number 4. Okay, number 5 and 6 are going to be inside blocks. So 5, 6. Okay, 7 and 8, we're going to go back to the scooping the ice cream. 7 and 8. Back to the reference point. Then you start all over at 1. So we're going to do this a few times using the traditional closed fist, chambered position hand. Okay, so here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so the second variation, I'm going to have him do the traditional style where he's going to keep closed hand. I'm going to open my hands up and I'm going to move in a more circular, more relaxed manner to give you an idea of how this drill will morph into something more. So he's going to keep his hands closed in a fist, and I'm going to just flow. Now, in another variation, we'll both have our hands open. Okay? So from here, he's got his hand closed. You'll see my hand is open. I have lots of options of trapping, and we'll go into that in later detail and other lessons that we'll do in the future. So from here, okay, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now you notice these hands are up. They're not coming back to here. They're circling, okay? That's the important thing I want you to realize in this particular variation is you're thinking circles, and it's a returning, penetrating hand concept, okay? So from here, again, 1. See, this left hand is up checking to be able to counter anything that may be coming. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we're going to start back into the traditional closed fist to wrap this up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there you have it. 8-point blocking, striking drill. Again, it depends on your point of view and your perspective. Every block is a strike. Every strike can be a block as well.